We need family, okay? We need people that are not gonna be cheating, and we're gonna be loyal to each other. We need little kids that are gonna be raised by two parents. They're gonna be looking up to mommy and daddy, being like, oh, I love seeing mommy and daddy in love. That's the real fairy tale. I'm gonna change some of the names. I'm gonna just tell you the story that my daughter got yesterday, because I think it's gonna be valuable for other women that are watching this, because my daughter just turned 13, so she's getting to the age now when she's getting, more adult stuff, more adult feelings and stuff like that. And so I'm trying to take her and show her what a man is supposed to treat a woman like, right? And so we're going out on daddy-daughter dates, and I'm trying to show her how a man's supposed to be respectful and loving and caring and whatnot. And I think the problem with modern society and culture, and just in general, not modern or anything like that, it's that we get our idea of who our partner is supposed to be based on our parents, right? For the most part, if we're unhealed. And so a lot of us are out there looking for our covert narcissist mother to take care of, and a lot of women out there are looking for their avoidant father that abandoned them, right? And so they are out there looking for a bad relationship with a man that is going to treat them in a certain way, because it's going to give them some sort of emotion, and some emotion is better than no emotion, right? And so this waitress yesterday, she was I swear, we're living in the Matrix, okay? And so the waitress yesterday looked exactly like this girl. Not exactly, but she was a Hispanic girl with eyelashes and had the exact same mannerisms, was looking at me and trying to look at me the exact same ways, if you know what I mean. I'm thinking back to this incredibly toxic relationship that I had with this woman that was all limerence, but I didn't know what that was at the time. It was a modern relationship. Modern relationships are not what they used to be, okay? This modern culture that's social media has changed so much, and dating apps have changed so much, because it has given women the ability to post themselves online as an advertisement to just everyone in the world, basically. And what they don't tell these young girls, and what I'm trying to, tell my daughter as a life lesson, so that she doesn't go through any of this stuff like posting herself on social media and whatnot, which is a giant red flag in women. If you all don't know that, okay, for guys, if you're posting yourself on social media, you're not looking like wife material, okay? So that's the reason why you're getting the dates, and they're going out and they're hanging out with you all night long, but they're not putting a ring on your finger, okay? It's because they're having a good time, but you're not the one for them, because their wife wouldn't post themselves online for other men to look at. Does that make sense? I think it would make sense. So there's kind of like a social contract that men and women have always kind of had of, you act like the man, and you take care of the woman financially, protection-wise, security, and we still hold men to those standards, but then the standards that we used to hold women to, you are going to be kind and loving and loyal and somewhat childlike, in order to raise the children in a happy nature, because children are supposed to be happy, women are supposed to be happy. The man is supposed to create an environment where the woman can relax enough to be in her feminine energy to where she can open up and be happy, okay? And so that's what I'm basically trying to teach my daughter with all this stuff. And since we're in the Matrix is giving me all of these different opportunities to show her these different things. And so obviously I'm more open with my daughter and talking about things like this, instead of giving her like a generic birds and bees kind of situation. I'm giving her my history of my dating life and stuff like that, and why I don't like this social media kind of stuff, right? Because I'm planting little seeds in her right now while she's 13, so that later on down the line she's going to be posting like little memes and little infographics and stuff like that, instead of posting stuff to get attention and validation from men. If you want actual validation and attention from men, be what a man wants. Provide value to a man's life. Do something that a man can't do, which is bring that feminine energy. Men don't have that in their life. Men have the capability of going out and working and struggling. That's the thing about life, is that struggle makes a man stronger, right? It's the dipping, the forging and fire of the steel, of the blade, right? And then the hammering the blade makes the blade stronger, and then it makes it eventually sharper after, grinding the blade down, okay? But women are not the same, okay, in my opinion. Women are not the same. Women need an environment where they are preserved. Women have to preserve their chastity and their femininity, while they say that men are born in the valleys and trenches. Everybody's trying to get to the top of the mountain, right? But the women are born on the top of the mountain, and then they're judged based on how far they fall. Men are born here in the valleys and trenches, and they're judged based on how high they can climb the mountain, because men are obviously, it's a grind to go out and learn a skill and to become proficient and to be able to go out and talk to other people so that they'll do business with you, so that you can bring money in, so that you can provide for a family, right? And so for a woman, the reason why I'm bringing this up with the waitress yesterday is she looked and acted just like this girl that I had limerence for. And then after I had limerence for this girl and, had gone out on a date with her and all this other stuff, I find out that this whole time she'd been posting all this really inappropriate stuff to Instagram. And then I found out she had also started later, after all this had gone down, when we stopped talking, she started another page, that the girls are doing now, which Instagram really ruined the girls, and TikTok kind of did it as well, as far as like them starting to get dopamine released from likes. That's really the problem, is it creates addiction, all the likes and everything. I do it too. If you've never gotten a massive amount of attention online all at once, okay, let me tell you, when you start getting a video that goes viral and starts hitting like 100,000 views in an hour or so, that much attention, if you are empathetic, you can feel it. I mean, you can feel it in your spine. I used to get really, really cold whenever a video would start getting viral. I would freeze in my house, literally. And so the women, whenever they post stuff on TikTok or Instagram or anything like that, they're getting all that validation and they're getting all that dopamine release from all those likes, right? And then later down the line, obviously, just like any addiction, it's not good enough anymore. And so they're like, well, how am I going to turn this into money? How am I going to get more attention? And so then they'll go off and do things on other sites, right? And so that's what I found out that this girl was doing. It's basically what changed my life, to where I left the job that I was at and started TikTok. Crazy, right? I'm trying to teach my daughter about what a man actually wants in a woman. It's not just about what a man wants in a woman. It's what society needs for civilization. It's what we need: family, okay? We need people that are not going to be cheating, and we're going to be loyal to each other, because we need little kids that are going to be raised by two parents. They're going to be looking up to mommy and daddy, being like, oh, I love seeing mommy and daddy in love. That's the real fairy tale, okay? Is looking up, seeing mommy and daddy in love, and then being like, I'm going to replicate that when I'm older. And then you want your kids to look at you while you're mommy and daddy and be looking up and saying, oh, I want to be that when I'm older. Does that make sense? So that's why I'm so against women posting stuff on social media. Sorry, I always do that where I loop the video and I forget that I didn't finish the video, the story, okay? I'll just put that loop at the beginning of it. Okay, so after that girl, okay, that I found out that she had done that, I started talking to this other girl, right? And then I found out that this is before I started checking the Instagrams, okay? The Instagrams, you have to. If you didn't have a father growing up like me, a good father to teach you to check the girls' Instagrams, always check first, okay? The point of the story is that the society has to change. We gotta not do this anymore. People have to be loving to each other. If you want to be loving, if you want a loving relationship, you have to not play games. You have to not play silent treatment. You have to not ghost people. You have to just be honest and loving and have open communication. That's the thing, is the powers that be have shut off our ability to communicate with each other. And we gotta get that power back.